I got gaslit in a meeting with executives.
I got pulled into a meeting to ask why I haven't been producing results recently. I said I wasn't being valued as an employee for the surplus value I created, and that makes me not want to go above and beyond like I used to. I almost doubled the gross value of the company in the first year, 6 figures to 7 figures, with a 5-figure paycheck. I got told that I got a pat on the back and the entire office got a pizza party for it. Then I'm told I am the highest paid and that they need to reevaluate if I'm actually producing a salary's worth of work. Oh, they also downplayed my achievements by trying to associate them with the predecessor. They couldn't even have been involved because the product was built around something that didn't even exist until that person left the company. No raise since I started multiple years ago. This is why this subreddit exists. Seems like blackmail in a way. You are overpaid and underperforming, basically you're lucky to have the job and don't even think about asking for a raise. Start looking for a new job. No one deserves to be treated that way.
Find a new job.
Since they doubt your value, the only way to prove your value now is to remove it altogether. Then they'll realize what a bad mistake it was to question you. Find another job. Do not transition your responsibilities. That's not valuable to you, and you wouldn't want to deprive the next person of the opportunity to figure things out for themselves.
Textbook corporate tactic.
I hope you update us when you surprise them with your new pay rise and new employer. Pull them all into a meeting and say that this is the result of your best performers being undervalued and overworked. Then grab your gear and go. No raise is a pay decrease, which means they are telling you to leave. Listen to them.
Time to look for a new job that will value you.
You have brand launch experience, it sounds like. You know what you've accomplished, you sold everyone here, something better is out there BC, and you have the experience to get it. Kick ass and don't stay anywhere without an annual increase, even 1x, unless it's really obvious you're going to be taken care of later. I dealt with this. I worked for a company that went 23x revenues year over year for every year I was there. Then out of the blue they cut my pay. I asked them why and they said that my position isn't worth that much. I put in my resignation shortly after. The company tanked almost right after I left.
Get a new job and just leave. Minimal notice and just move on. Those meatheads don't understand, and it's not your job to make them. Take some time to relax and then move on.
Good way to fight that kind of stuff is to just ask questions that get them to defend their statements. Act like a dummy and ask stuff like, "I'm confused. How is doubling the company's gross profits considered underperforming?" Quote. This forces them to justify such a statement in the face of the obvious ridiculousness of it, while keeping you from seeming combative. Leave. Job report last month came out. Job openings are above the month prior again. There are a ton of openings. Just take your wins and use them to get more somewhere else. This is your life. You need to demand your worth, because companies will not just give you anything. In fact, it's literally their goal to get as much out of you as they possibly can at the lowest pay they can possibly get away with. Play their game and walk.
They have decided not to appreciate you. Plan accordingly. I'm sorry this has happened to you, but it's quite common with management that has no vision.
One of my predecessors looked decent on paper at a glance. Except he was self-taught on machines that make journeymen frustrated, using techniques made for a different category of air conditioning units. I asked for a raise last year and was almost gaslit. But I pointed out two things. Minimum wage is closing the gap on a skill set considered specialized. So being appreciated isn't going to cut paying my bills anymore. And my predecessor literally did the easiest repairs known to these machines because they were brand new at the time, and he was revoked of his driver's license at the time, necessitating that he be driven around.
Fuck pizza. Pay me.
It's important to remember that you are the equivalent to an office printer. If the cost of ink is too much in their calculations, they just buy a new printer. They see you a revenue tool with a specific cost. You are not viewed as an investment. You are a product. In their mind, they outgrew you and wouldn't mind the chance to upgrade. As others have said, find a new, better paying employer and bounce. They would have recognized and rewarded your achievements in the first place if they truly valued you. As an employee, they are trying to scare and manipulate you back into doing more work than you need to be doing. Pro tip: when you get a new job offer, don't allow them to attempt to counter or leverage a better offer to get you to stay. You've seen the red flags, and they'd likely try to manipulate you with a different role or higher salary and then undercut it in some way. What is the size of the company you are working for? I work for a startup. Not recommended, and I might quit today actually. Overall, despite sales increasing, we are breaking even, losing money. I work in food manufacturing, and while it looks great to add new accounts factoring in paying for shelf space and free fills, it takes time for new slottings to become profitable, so it's hard to measure real growth. Overall benefits and pay increased at my job this year, but the stress level just isn't worth it. If you've brought in that much money and haven't received a raise in years, why are you still there? Skills like that should get you a new job easily. Take your talents to a bigger company. Anything less than 500 employees sucks in my experience.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.